Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Paddy, from across the shuck, and you're very welcome back to the channel. Look at this crowd here. This is a pattern that for years I had one off, and it was a Rough Rider, the green micarta Stockman, and it was a pattern I didn't really carry or use, and it just lay in my collection. It's just recently gone to my friend Stuart, who's going to do a review on it on the channel, because he'd never used a Stockman, so I sent him that to have a go at. Well, actually, he picked it up from the house. Uh, but anyhow, I've got two new Stockmans, and I thought this would be a good way to bring them into the channel because there's been so much said about Stockmans, their uses, why people love them. They're probably one of the most loved knives out there, patterns, But I got two new in stock. I traded for one with my old mate Mikey, and which was this one, a George Wolstenholme IXL up there. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. I traded, and then he sent this one as a little gift for me. It's one of the old Comanche Cub, which was a Japanese-made pocket knives back in the probably 70s and 80s. So I got them too, and we'll talk about them when we come to them. But like I said, it was a pattern I was never really overstruck with. But in the last year, I've started to use and carry Stockmans. Probably, well, this one I got before this, but this is the one that really made me start using. This is just a case medium Stockman. I'm not going to go through all these blades, but it's a really useful size blade. You've got three of them, all the usual suspects in there. This is really well made by Case, as is most of my Case knives. I've been lucky enough now to hand pick, choose, get rid of, and keep the ones that I want. But this one's lovely, and I love the jigging. I mean, that is Case at its best. Look at that jigging. It's lovely. It's dyed well. It's jigged well. It has a real lovely luster to it. That's what I want to see when I see a Case knife. And I use this one an awful lot. This is one's got its full colour now. It's dark grey. It's just a lovely, lovely knife to use. And this is in their CV, which is just takes a lovely wicked edge. It really does. And I hear a lot of people saying, I've actually, again, this year now, I've gone and bought another one. And this is something I very rarely do in my collecting. As you can see, these are nearly all different brands or different shapes from the same brand. Not that many, just really this and the Old Timer. I've got two of each of these, and I don't normally do that. This one's in stainless steel, but I bought this one because I wanted the red shield, and I loved the blue bone. Just loved the blue jigging on the blue bone in it. Look how lovely that is. What a lovely pairing. So I haven't really been carrying this much. I did when I first got it, to do the testing and whatever, but I keep going back to my CV because I just like it. But I'll be really honest with you. The difference between the CV and the stainless steel, I think you get maybe a little bit of a keener edge with the CV than you do in the stainless steel, but they both last about exactly the same time in cutting, I found anyway. But I do like the CV better. So this started me getting different patterns of knives. And then these ones over here, these tend to be ones that I for the collection. I mean, I've got I've got about two Old Timers and a Uncle Henry. This one is a Chinese version, and this is a whopper. It is. There's your case. I'll put it beside the case. Do you get a see just how big this one is? It's a huge big knife. Really proper working knife. The size of the blade. Look at that there. It's about 2 3/4 cutting edge, but it creeps over the 3 inches when you count in the ricasso. Again, it's a big working knife. I'm going to be working. It's going to be probably in my toolbox or whatever. It's a great knife for that. And you're going to see fingerprints all over these because I was playing about with them before I started, just having a check. This has got a beautiful cam tang and 3 really good blades. And the one that I sort of really like is, look at that. That's a spay, but it's a really lovely shape. It's nearly a drop point, but you can see that it is flattened there. But it is just such a useful blade. I mean, that's as big as a lot of my pen knives that I carry regularly, just as a main blade. And it's got great snap. Wasn't expensive at all, but what a super knife. Look at the fit and finish on this. Absolutely stunning. So that's a great work knife to have. Here's another one that, I will have to say, most of these are all work off 2 back springs. So you have 3 blades, 2 back springs. That's quite common. But Buck does it with 3 back springs. And I'll have to say, the Buck is probably the smoothest cam tang. It is beautiful, really lovely. And the blades don't rub because they're set in such a really nice way. I mean, and the nice thing about Buck is you can sort of pull them open. And again, it's funny, these are sort of work knives, but look at Buck. Buck they really have got this down to a fine art. I just love what they do. There's 3 blades, they're hollow ground, beautiful hollow ground on them as well. And again, I just love that little spay. And these are on the Camtech. It's as smooth an action as you're ever going to see or feel in a knife. Definitely probably my smoothest Stockman. And another big boy, this is just a large. These are both just large Stockmans. This is an Imperial Ireland. Probably one of my only Irish-made knives so far. I haven't even sharpened this one. This was just a bit of a rough and ready one I bought. I haven't used it, but it's just collection because it's made in Ireland is why I got this one. But again, it was a cheap brand to buy. They're made in Ireland, but it's quite nice. Plastic covers. The jigging looks really well on them though, I thought. And this is another new addition to the family. This is a Remington, but this is a Chinese-made Remington. It's got that lovely long, it's Californian clip, hasn't it? It's like a surfboard. It's beautiful. You can see there on the right, and it's a Remington. But again, lovely action on it, and it's wood. You can see the wood on it. It is beautiful. It's a bit darker on the front here, and then you have the Remington sign, the Chinese version. But just a gorgeous knife, really nice. Again, not one that I use a whole lot. And this one, I got this, I think I got this in a trade, and I very nearly gave it away until I realised that somebody let me know that's a real unusual knife. And this is the Texas Longhorn, and this is an old timer. And you can see there it has Texas Longhorn on it. I think this is Chinese made. In fact, I'm sure it is. If it doesn't have USA, it's China, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, this is a Chinese made. But again, look at that little spay. I think the spay give these knives an individual character, because you usually find on all different makers they have a different shaped spay. Again, this is beautiful. It's got that sort of, to me, it just looks like that sort of 940 look, which, again, one of my favourite knives. And I just adore it. And I love the big Texas horn on it. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous little knife. And then one of the favourites that everybody seems to have, the 34 OT, USA made, an absolute it's a little pocket demon. It's a 5th pocket knife, nice little blades. This one does get used on a regular basis. It's only CR17, but with a small Stockman like this, you don't need any fancy steel. This is you have 3 blades that are going to be sharp. You're going to go out and carry and use to do anything. And it is literally just a little pocket workhorse. Fantastic knife. And probably my favourite on this side is this little beauty. This is an Uncle Henry, as you can see there on the squashed squirrel. Lovely little blade. Has been used and loved. It's actually sharp now. And again, let me just go. I'll just jump to just a pen blade on this one. But lovely little knife. Drops in your 5th pocket. You wouldn't even notice it. But there's 3 sharp blades for whatever you want to do in your daily tasks. Fantastic. So, Paddy, you've got a Victorinox. They don't do these, do they? No, they don't do these. But when you've got somebody who customizes Victorinox, you can get this. Slippy made this and sent it over to me, and honestly, it tickled the backside of me. You got a main blade, you have a coping blade, and then you have a little pen blade, a Stockman Victorinox. It also has a screwdriver and it has a punch. Now, how many of them have you seen in your day? A Stockman Victorinox. I just love the oddity of this, because I'm always saying Victorinox are not a knife, they're a multi-tool. This is a knife. This has got 3 knives, and it has tools as well. But it's a 3-knife multi-tool because it's got more knives than it has got tools. And it also has your nail, your tweezers and your toothpick. What a cracker. That is just a little gem. I love that. Now let's go to this side. Let's start off with a little Comanche. Look at the jig bone on this. Is that not just lovely? It's beautiful. Little brass bolsters on it. And let's start at the pen, or this one has a little pen blade. It has the usual sheep's foot on it. Nice little sheep's foot. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Nice walk and talk in this wee knife. And then the main blade. And this is new old stock. Look at that. Never been touched. It is, and it came reasonably sharp. But lovely walk and talk on it. And a lovely gift from Mikey. And I thank him very, very much. I love this little knife. Lovely little knife. Really is. And then we've seen the 2 case knives. But you see the colour in this one, the blue. Not very often you see blue jig bone, and this is just an absolute belter. It's lovely and black in the centre, going out to the blue at the pocket worn look, as Case are so good at doing. Cracking knives. Now, let me just take a wee sip. I'm dying of thirst here. Now, the next one is a Powell cutlery, which goes on to my, so I love the older American style knives. And this is Powell cutlery. I don't know when this would be from, but it's probably pretty early. Powell cutlery, made in the USA. Powell Cutlery Company, made in the USA. There you are, you can see the tang stamp there. But I've no idea when it was made, but it looks as though it's fairly old. Look at them, lovely old. And it's in carbon steel, and it just has the most wicked snap for an old knife. Look at that. It's beautiful. And I'll show you. It has another lovely little spay blade there. A short, abrupt finish at the end there, as you can see. But lovely. Again, just the sound of this. This has been well loved. Look how worn that bone is. But it's a lovely colour. It really just gets me. The fit and finish on it is immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. And I love it. I absolutely love. And that is part of my collecting. I love collecting the older knives because they still have that bit of history. This is one of my favourite knives, full stop. This is the GEC number 29. And look at that beautiful clip. The best clip point in any Stockman pattern that this is. Absolutely lovely. And the main blade is in the centre, and I think that is so good because your main blade is right in the centre of the knife. You know where it is. This one just is a workhorse. I love this. Love, love, love this. Do I put it to hard work? Absolutely not. It costs too much. Look at that lovely long sheep's foot. But how elegant a blade is that? I mean, that will do any office work. This is a great knife for the office. You can cut boxes. You can do this, but this is what I love. It's a punch on this one, and it's one of the best punches. You can see where the scoop is there. It just, you can sharpen her at the edge there. This bores through wood better than any punch I have ever used. It is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, and it's rock solid. There is no movement at all. And again, one of GEC's best knives. And again, look at that bone. It's like a strawberry bone. Isn't it just beautiful? It is just the most delicate. Oh, gorgeous. Love this knife. Love this knife. And another great one. Rugby's my thing. Was my sport and my pastime. Look at the spay on that. A lovely little fat spay. Love a little fat spay. This is a Fighting Rooster, a German made knife. And again, oh, there's great spring retention in this. Look at that for a sheep suit. Isn't that just gorgeous? Really gorgeous. Listen to that action on this. And again, a lovely spay. But this is why it sort of sweeps back to the rugby. This says Swing Low Sweet Chariot. And this was 1995 this one was made. And I just love this gold etching. The Germans do a great job with the gold etching. That is a gorgeous knife, made in Soligen. Fighting Rooster. I think it's Soligen. Not sure. It's definitely Germany though. There you go. But sorry, I meant to show you the bone. This isn't buffalo horn. Look at that mark. Look at the markings on that. And again, you have the droopy danglers there. And on the other side, it's matched really well. This is, look at the fit and finish on that. That's as good as any knife. It's as good as any, highly polished. Absolutely stunning knife. And that's another keeper that will never go anywhere. But for the minute and the time being, you've seen this in sort of probably the last videos. I just can't get enough of showing it. Look at the bone on this. And we all say case do a great bone. Look at that. Look at the depth of colour in that. It is so beautiful. A big knife. You know, it's a full-size Stockman. And the nicest, absolute nicest little spay. I adore this. Adore it. I've only just had it too. And again, that sheep suit. This to me is just the quintessential Stockman. It is done really well. It has got lovely blades. It's got match strike pulls. Listen to that snap on it. The only thing with this, and this is a George Wolstenholme, is it's very weak at the opening. Can you hear that? There's nothing much happening there, but it's got that nice big forward choil, or a castle I should say, and it's not going to stick in your hand. This is a great work knife. A super. It's in that cam tang. Incredibly smooth. Great snap. There's just no walk. The talk is lovely, but there's no walk. Oh, that is just... I can't get over the looks of this. This is a real gem. An absolute gem in my collection. So there you go. There's my collection of Stockman knives, and this from somebody who wasn't really fussed on a Stockman. I have certainly changed my mind. I'm sort of at my full, unless I would get another British, high-end British one or an old American type one. And I'm not actively on the hunt. In fact, most of these I seem to pick up, and it just sort of grew into this collection when it's been growing, but I don't go out intentionally to buy it. It's one of those, if you see something and you really like it, I buy it. And they're all ones that I really like for their own ways, you know, from the Chinese, Japanese, American, British. But if you're going to pin me down to which one I like the best, I'm going to give you a top three. And it's as simple as that. I can't break it down any more than that. I love the case in CV. I love the GEC in 1095. And I love this just beautiful British George Wolstenholme new old stock. It is just gorgeous. And I don't even know what steel this came in. I have no idea. But I just adore it. I just think it's big, it's beautiful, it's bold. And look at that with a case for a carry. If you wanted a carry too. But I wouldn't. But this is just really, really tickled me now. I do love it. And it's another great... Look, I've got a Stockman. I don't know if anybody else in the world or anybody in YouTube out there, has anybody else got a Stockman Swiss Army knife? Let me know, because I don't think there will be. Take care, everybody. It's been lovely to speak to you. I love my little Sunday morning chat where I throw my knives out on the table and we just have a small chat about them. But the Stockman, have you tried one? If not, why not? Is the Stockman one of your favourite patterns? Again, why not? Let me know down below in the description. Please, if you've enjoyed anything to do with this video, please like, subscribe, and a wee comment wouldn't go amiss. It keeps me in that algorithm. And if you want to share it with your friends, please feel free to. I'd love to meet your friends and enjoy their company on the channel. And if you have helped the channel by buying me a coffee, which you can do down below in the description, just buy a wee cup of coffee. It all goes to the channel. I have already bought my first knife, and it's only about 2 weeks since we started. I'd get up to £63, which is just amazing, and I want to thank everybody. At the end of the month, I'll put all the names up. But that was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've already bought a knife with it. It's on the way over to me on Monday, so I'll be here sometime next week. And this is what I want to do with a cup of tea money, is buy the knives at that reasonable price. And this is a new old stock knife that Mikey managed to pick up for me in a shop in England. I am bursting to get it, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. And the fact that you got it, it's your knife. Do you know what I mean? You get to see it. I will use it. It is a stunning knife, and it's one that will go in my collection as well. So it covers everything. So there we go. Thank you very much. And you can do that down below. There's the details on how to buy a wee cup of coffee. Whatever you can give. It really does help the channel. Thank you very, very much. I'm away. I've talked for 22 minutes again. Take care. Love you all. Have a good... I don't love you all. I like you all. But I'll see you soon for another video. Take care now. Have a great Sunday.